Good evening and welcome to Gustav Making Stuff. We're, after lots of difficulties talking with this thing on, years of request has now turned into this, the original doomguy chest piece, a tutorial. So, what you need is sheep mattress foam, yoga mat foam, foam dowel pipe protections, I think it is. I need more of this. If you know it, please let me know where I can buy more of it. These things, and some glue gun, and paint and stuff, and also Velcro.
So, here, I have a little bit of a replacement for my own body, just to show here, but you can do this on your own body by drawing out this pattern here. So you can do this on both sides, on the back and the forth. You can also do a custom for your back if you want to, but it will work absolutely fine, which I will show you. So now we're going to take this on this camping mattress foam here, and going to draw it out and cut it out to use. And we're going to do, you know, 2 of these. So be sure to have very good and sharp edge. This could actually be better in like more denser foam, so you don't have this cuts on the side there. But then again, this is a very cheap and well. Yeah, ignore doing that on one of the parts, so you can actually custom fit the back piece a little bit better. So now I have glued together there the sides. Just see, so it will fit there. And now I'm measuring out here, so where it could, you know, fit around the body. And now I'm going to take some duct tape here to strengthen up the glued part there. This is by far the best method to keep this alive a lot longer. And now you see, I'm using the viewfinder here, but you can also ask another person there to make a good fit here. Now I'm actually going to cut it here, because we want to have a almost invisible seam here. So we're going to cut this, and we're going to keep them and use its template on the other side also, so it will be relatively symmetric. So one side I'm gluing together here, and also more duct tape. This will not be visible due to this on the inside. But now we're going to cut this thing here. I'm going to glue it back on the side here. See, like that. So that thing can fold over. And now we're going to glue some Velcro on here. See there. If you have more strips, it will be, you know, better. So now you see I've also, you know, put it on the inside there, so you can have some room there to do it. I would recommend doing a broader thing, because it will make it fit better and doesn't open up if you walk around. You see, we have flexibility in this thing. So now we're just gonna cut here the back, so it will be, you know, more comfortable to wear and actually looks like a proper back piece. See, like that. Now we are going to do the chest piece here out of a little bit of a denser EVA foam thing here. So I'm cutting out the 2 chest pieces here, which they are quite squarey, and you see, like that. I have it upside down, but they look something like that. So now we're going to shave off the edges here, so it will have a little bit of a rounded surface here. You don't have to do super duper good with this, because it's going to be covered up with this, well, I call it cushioning technique, by you're taking the yoga mattress, which is going to be a lot more flexible. You see, we're gonna draw out here as flat pieces as possible. See, on the side there is some kind of markings, which I would like to avoid for this here. So now we're gonna put a lot of glue on the first on the inside there, and just let it dry like that, and do it on the same thing there. Not on the sides yet, Because now we're gonna put on the side and we're gonna hold it like this, all the corners, and then glue inside. So it will look like this when it has hardened the glue. And we're gonna shave this off. It's very good to have very sharp knives here, so have your sharpening stone ready. So now we're actually going to heat this up with the heat gun and actually bend it a little bit. This takes some time, so you can do some other stuff by holding this. Like watching other Doom related videos on my YouTube channel. That would be very helpful. So anyway, now we have that, and we're going to just make sure that they are on the right place here, and take a little marker and draw on it so it will be on the right place. And now I'm going to, see where the center is here, because we're going to do the back parts, which they look like two giant muscles, at least in Doom Eternal, but there's not very good pictures of the backside except for in the comic book. So this is a little bit of a free interpretation of the classic doomguy costume, but I'm sure you all will find this very helpful and useful, I hope. So now I have done these parts with the same way as I did the front. Ta-da! It starts to actually look like something. Fantastic, isn't it? And now we're going to take some small strips here and glue them together for all the little parts on the back and on the front. So we're going to have to do that and make sure that they are put together, and also heat them up with the heat gun so they will be flat. And also make sure that they are all the right sizes of them. So now I am measuring out here the strips that will go on the shoulders. And due to this is adapted to me, I actually do measurements for myself. So if you're gonna do this on yourself, do something that will fit you, not anything else, because otherwise it will look too big if you're gonna wear it, unless you have measurements for another person. But I'm sure you get on. Now this is the foam dowel here, which I have cut in half along it. So now we're just gonna glue that on there, like that. And the interesting part here with doing this is that if you're gonna make it a little bit longer, because it's easier that you make it a little bit longer than you to make it a little bit shorter. That will be difficult to adjust to. So now we're gonna put these things on here, which I made a little bit earlier, as you might have remembered. If you don't remember, maybe you have signs for starting to forget things. There we go. Anyway, so now you see that looks very, very, very lovely indeed. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the back here. Ta-da! You see I've carved them up so they look like some panties almost in shape in the front. So there we go. Also put another there in the side there. And now we are going to make the ab hole to show off your ab, which he does, because he has a broken shirt under it. He should repair that, and should have repaired that a long time ago. Even though it appears in Doom Eternal again, with still a hole for the shirt. They should have given him a new shirt over the time. But maybe t-shirts are in high value in the future, who knows. So now I have done a hole there. It's 1.5 centimeters. I've just cut it halfway in, and now I'm cutting it so it will have, you see, a little bit of a ledge there, because we are going to replace it with a solid strip of green foam there. You can also make this whole thing in the green foam, but it isn't very durable. That's why I choose to not make it in the green foam there. We do have almost the same color as it has in some of the pictures of it. Anyway, I think it's a lovely green color. But you see, now we have there. Now we're going to do the things that I did in the first video that started the demand for making a video on how to make this chest piece here. The holes. So just take your hammer and hammer away, so we can have some bullet holes in this thing. This hammer is very old. I have had it almost my entire life. and I have not worn it out yet, because hammers takes a very, very long time to worn out. You see, that's a very properly good hole there. I'm just looking at the pictures of the costume, it says, to see where that they will be almost the same. So hammer it away! Hammer! Harder hammer! You see, you can also push the hammer into it to make, but it is a little bit difficult, but you can achieve a hole by pushing a hammer into it. And also they will can't stay in that way, so when we're gonna use the heat gun on this thing, it will actually seal the hole like it is, and also the little scratches and stuff like that. So they are pointing out here where they are. I will absolutely recommend you look at pictures and see where they're going to be. They look lovely, doesn't they? If you do live in a country where it's a little bit more gun liberal than here in Sweden, you can probably go out and shoot holes in them by yourself with a gun. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is a way to make holes. You can also use a hole punch, which I don't really have much of them which are separated, so you can just instead of having them in a tweezer form, or is it pliers? Maybe the word. See the backs out there of doing some little bit of an extra dents there. Add some characters, and now we're gonna use my nail here to do some demon scratches here. And also do a lot of other scratches and things with a hammer here. You see, very lovely. And now we're going to take the glue gun here to heat up and have some glue in it, so it will actually seal up this holes a little bit, and so the metal paint will get a little bit better. It have metal paint in some of the whole stuff in like the Quake 3 appearance of this suit, but in the proper game it doesn't really have that, because they seem to gone over to other materials. But anyway, they will look very nice, and also metal is metal, so have metal, because metal of metal of metal. So now we have put some parts here to actually looks like it is attached with the shoulder rigs here. So I'm gonna take these little paper clips thing here and just push them in and fold them on the back side, so they will be. And now we're going to paint everything green here. I might have forgot to show that I took the heat gun to all of this to seal up all things up here. So the green paint here, of very good green, we'll actually do this in first layer of the base. This is the base green. We're going to apply multiple colors of green, because green is very, very nice indeed. And now the focus is returning. So now you're gonna see here, so take a big pencil and brush. It's very confusing, because the word for brush in Swedish is pencil, and pen is pencil. Fantastic, isn't it? With language. So now when we have paint all the green parts on here and letting that dry, I am going to put some little more black here inside the bullet holes, and so they will add some little bit around the corners, so it will look a little bit like burnt up impact fumes thingies going on. And now we're gonna take some lighter metal paint and some darker metal paint to make it a little bit more defiance on it, because metal is not really a static color most of the time, so that's why you can use different shades of metal paint on stuff like that. So you see here's the little bit lighter, and it immediately looks way better. And now I have the green color. I have a lot of yellow color, and then slowly put in some green color in it, so it will get the matching colors from the Doom Eternal molds of this, and just highlight all the edges and places that is going to have the same color, because it doesn't have so much white color. It would a lot of people like to, you know, highlight things with white colors, but I think it looks a little bit more cartoony in a way. It looks very good on pictures many times, but you see, now I have some black paint here and also some dark green here on the ledge there around it, so give it a little bit of definition of things. So now we're going to take a sponge brush here, or a sponge, and with some dark green here with a lot of water in it, and, you know, make the darker area of the suit itself. Even though I like it more, a little bit more washed out dull color, but then again we need some more green bright colors like nature, because nature is very nice to walk around in. So you see, there we go, also on the back side here, so it would be lovely green colors like Bob Ross would have expressed it. So, starting to get to the finish line here. Look, attack of the headset strings there. Yes, and now also the finishing touches here with some little bit of a metal scratches paint here also. You can also have some brown and some black and some stuff like that. But I think that is the finish of the painting. So I do hope that you all find this an interesting build that you have learned from. See you in the next one!